A senior U.S. military officer has expressed his concerns regarding the newest Russian submarines. At a hearing on Capitol Hill, U.S. Air Force General Glen VanHerck, who's head of U.S. Northern Command, and the U.S.-Canadian North American Aerospace Defense Command sounded an alarm. VanHerck stated, as part of a response to a question about threats that fall below the nuclear threshold that potential adversaries pose to the United States, Russia just fielded their second SEV-class submarine, which is on par with ours. Within a 5-year period, they'll have 8 to 9 of those submarines, which will be a persistent proximate threat off of our east and west coasts that we haven't had ever in the past. The SEV-class boat VanHerck was referring to was the Kazan and was formally commissioned into Russian Navy in May. It's actually the second Yasen-class vessel and first Yasen M-class boat, and is being referred to as SEV-class since the lead ship of Yasen-class is named Severodvinsk. VanHerck made these comments before members of the House Armed Services Committee during a hearing on missile defense on June 15, 2021. The general was one of 5 officials testifying before the Subcommittee on Strategic Forces. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why the Russian Yasen M-class submarine is considered almost on par with U.S. Navy. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. Kazan is one Russian platform that the U.S. military is uneasy about. Sometime back, U.S. Navy's top submarine officer, Rear Admiral Dave Johnson, stated, "We'll be facing tough potential opponents. One only has to look at the Severodvinsk, first vessel of Yasen class, Russia's version of a nuclear-guided missile submarine, SSGN. I am so impressed with this ship that I had Katerok build a model from unclassified data." Kazan, being a significant advancement over Severodvinsk, will be even harder to locate and track. The threat perception is so serious that the U.S. Navy is contemplating developing a new advanced submarine class to counter Kazan and its sister boats. The Yasen-class submarines, unlike older Soviet vessels, are multi-mission boats similar to American Seawolf or Virginia classes. Kazan is the second boat of the Yasen class, separated from the first by 16 years, 1993 to 2009. Considerable changes were made to this from the first vessel, Severodvinsk. The Russian Navy declared that the submarine would be improved in comparison to Severodvinsk. Differences in the design from the original project have been thought to be sufficient to consider it as a new subclass and is named Yasen M. Yasen M is intended as a substantial improvement based on the lessons learned from the lengthy development, construction, and testing processes from the original Yasen class. Kazan is reportedly quieter than the lead Yasen class boat. It's built with low magnetic steel to reduce its magnetic signature, which will make it much harder to detect. It uses single-hull construction, similar to Western designs, and in this regard is different from previous Soviet-Russian double-hull construction. The Yasen M-class vessels are 120 meters long, have a submerged displacement of 13,800 tons, and can travel up to 31 knots, or 57 kilometers per hour, while submerged. They're also designed to dive to a maximum depth of 600 meters. Each ship of the class is designed to operate independently for up to 100 days. The submarine has massive armament capacity and is capable of anti-submarine, anti-ship, and land attack missions. Compared to the first vessel of the class Severodvinsk, Kazan will reportedly have 10 VLS silos, which are 2 more, and 8 torpedo tubes, which are 2 fewer. The 10 VLS silos can carry 40, that's 10 by 4, Onyx missiles, or 50, 10 by 5, Caliber missiles. Onyx is a supersonic anti-ship cruise missile capable of speed up to Mach 2.5 and has a range of 600 kilometers, or 373 miles. This will be used in the anti-ship role. The Caliber is equivalent to the American Tomahawk cruise missile in many parameters, such as range, warhead, and propulsion. It has a 2,500 kilometer, or 1,554 miles range, a 450 kilogram or 1,000 pound high explosive warhead, and a turbofan engine. Similar to Tomahawk, it has a speed of Mach 0.8. This will be used for land attacks. It's important to note that some variants of Onyx and Caliber can be armed with nuclear warheads. The 8 torpedo tubes of 650 millimeters can carry 24, that's 8 by 3, heavyweight torpedoes. These can be equipped with Type 65 torpedo for anti-submarine warfare. The torpedo has a range of 100 kilometers or 62 miles. Kazan is also likely to deploy the hypersonic 3M-22 Zircon missile. As per President Putin's address in the Russian Federal Assembly, Zircon is capable of reaching speeds of Mach 9 and has a range of 1,000 kilometers or 620 miles. Clearly, Yasen M class is technically a very well-designed platform. Novosibirsk, the second Yasen M, is expected to enter service by the end of this year. It's to be noted that in 2019, a considerable number of U.S. Navy submarines, warships, and maritime patrol aircraft were deployed to detect the Severodvinsk in the North Atlantic, but even after spending weeks, were unsuccessful. Kazan's elaborate armament makes it one of the most potent submarines in the world. It will be a threat for the enemy's surface combatants, land targets, as well as submarines. The challenge is real, and it's good that the American military leaders are aware of the threat. It remains to be seen how well the U.S. responds to this.